everyone, it's Sam and I'm back with another fun tutorial to fill Nan's hamper. So I'm doing a Valentine's series. I'm making lots of fun at 3D makes, gift boxes, gift bags, and maybe some other bits as well. If you don't like Valentine's Day, just change the papers, change the sentiment. Most of these projects are going to work for other occasions as well. But today I'm going to show you how I've made this very cute little acetate box with a little wrap. Very easy to make and you don't need any specialty dyes at all. So let's get started. So I'm going to be adding these treats into the gift box. These are, I'm filling all of the different gift boxes for the basket with all the treats that my Nan likes. So she likes the butter candies. The nice thing about these is they're already wrapped, and I'm going to be decorating the box with some gold hearts. So it should tie this all together quite nicely because I'm going to be using acetate. If you want to use acetate, because you can use cardstock, you don't have to have this acetate if you don't want. You want a piece of 11.5 by 8.25. I think it was this way actually. So along that 11.5 side, you're going to score at 1.5, 5.5, 7 and 11. Then rotate. So this 1/2 tab is at the bottom, and you're going to score at 1.5, 6.25 and 7.75. Okay. Then for the wrap to go around this is a piece of 11.5 by 8.25, and this is the Craft Stash Euphoric Pink that I'm using. Now, because we're going to wrap this for the minute, I just want you to score at 3.75 and at 7.75, and then rotate and score at 1.5. Okay, those are the score lines. I want to show you, I want you to wrap it rather than to add those score lines. I think it'd be easier. So that's all the scoring. I've got the pattern paper here, which I'm going to be lining the back of the acetate, and that is using my Showstoppers Editions paper pack. So it's the 8x8 pack, and it's this one here. I'm going to be using this one in quite a few of the projects during the Valentine series. The sentiments, all the decoration and cardstock and everything is all on its own page on the Craft Stash website, and there is a discount off of most of the products as well. Plus, if you're a VIP, you get to enjoy your discount on top. So Craft Stash is very nicely put that all together for me for the whole of this series. I'll give you the measurements for that piece once I get to it, because yeah, I want to make sure I get the right ones. If you just, so with the acetate piece, you want to fold and burnish all of those folds. Now I've got the 1/2 tab on the right hand side, and you're going to cut along the bottom up to the first score line. So the 4 score lines, just cut up to the first one. It's probably not the easiest to see with the acetate, but as long as you've got your 1/2 tab on the right hand side, that should make sense. And then in the corner you'll have this little rectangle. Just remove that completely, and then just take a little wedge off of that 1/2 edge, because this is going to be our tab. Okay, now the 2 little squares, just take a little bit off of each side of those. And now if you rotate it all the way around, so you should have this 1/2 long piece in front of you, and your 1/2 tab should now be on the left side. You want to cut down the same 4 score lines, but this time go past the first score line and go down to the second. Okay, like so. Now these end 2 pieces here you can cut away, and again just cut a little wedge like so. Back along the long side and just continue down those 3 other score lines. So past the first, down to the second. Now the 2 squares, just remove the little rectangles on top. Like so. What's going to happen is this is going to come around, it's going to stick to the back. So I think I'm trying to think, when I have the wrap around this, I think I want that folding away. So open it up, tabs on the right hand side, and you actually want to remove this whole section. I'm going to pop this on some cardstock in a minute just so you can see, but I'm going right along the score line there. It's a very straightforward box. It's just because I'm using the acetate, obviously it might be a bit harder to see things. If I just grab and use this dark, there we go, it might be a bit easier to see. So if I just lay it down here, there's the 1/2 tab. You've got your 4 sections on the bottom, 2 little squares, and then 2 rectangles. Along the top, That's where you would have had the other long 1/2 inch section. You can see I've removed all of this, so I've just got the 2 little squares, same as what's on the bottom, and then this middle section with that 1/2 inch tab along the top. This tab here, you want to add your tape to. So I'm going to use the red liner tape, which is really good for acetate, and this is the 1/2 inch width, so it's going to fit perfectly on there. Just take the backing off. If you fold that all over and then fold this side, it should all line up. Okay, and go back again that way. It should again just all lie flat. Okay, so now you can start to see that box coming together. Now I'm going to have this so that the opening actually faces away from me, so it's going to close just so you don't see like kind of all the join really. So I'm going to fold that one up. I'm going to fold this one, the back one, up, and then those two will stick down, and then that one will go over the top. But what I'm thinking is I could probably get away with just adding my tape just to the back of this and then stick it all down. You can cover up all of this tape area. I'm going to be adding the pattern paper on the back of it, but you could easily add it inside the box as well if you wanted. But the sweets, once they're all inside, they're going to cover all this, so you wouldn't see it. So I'm just going to add a couple of strips because they're not too heavy. Obviously cover it all if you want. And I'm just going to fold that down. So it's stuck to the centre of the inside piece and the 2 side squares there. If you just go inside, you can just really put some pressure on the tape. You should see little air bubbles disappear as you rub over it, and it'll go darker in colour. Okay, so if you wanted to now, you could drop some pattern paper in that size, just cut it down maybe a little bit smaller to cover that. But well, I'll add the sweets in now. They're going to cover it all. Might be able to get 2 bags actually. Might have to go and get another bag for her. Yeah, I reckon if I squash them down just over halfway, maybe I would have to eat a couple, but I'd rather that quite full. So I will get another bag, and then you just want to pop the sides in. Now, if anything's catching, you may just want to take a little bit off. For me, it's probably where I've got the score line. I think that's probably going to be okay. And then you want this to lock quite strong, and because it's acetate, it might want to kind of jump back out again. So I'd want this to be quite snug. Again, it's catching a little bit, but I can see the score line there. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that away and then try again. Just take a little bit. What you don't want is it popping back out. There we go, that feels good. Okay. Now I've got a nice acetate gift box. Then I'm going to take this piece here, and where you've scored along the bottom, just burnish the score line there, and then you're going to just cut up the 2. I was going to cut up that one, but I didn't give you the score line for that. Just cut up the 2 here first that you would have scored. Okay, so it should fit right within those score lines, but then you want to kind of wrap it around like so, and then wrap it around the top ones, and it will probably pull it out just a little bit more. Just kind of just fold it over or around that fold there. Okay, and then go over its score and just fold the sides. I'm going to have to just do mine a little bit. Let's come out a little bit there. Okay, you are going to be cutting a lot of this anyway, so don't worry too much. So you're going to sit that in there. This is going to fold around, okay, or wrap around nicely. And then you can fold all of the base in, but don't worry about the front part. So where you've now got the folds on the side, you should be able to cut up just to the first score line. Again, I'm just going to carry on cutting up that one. But you can remove the 2 outer parts. Just making like a little holster for it to sit in, which is what I'm going to decorate and add the ribbon to. Okay, so the sides are going to come in and stick down, and this is just going to stick to the front because you're going to be able to open the box from the top. Now mine's a bit taller because I was maybe going to have some decoration at the top, but I'm thinking now I'm going to cut it down. So that's all going to come, we'll tidy that up in a minute. So I think I'm going to cut this down to the height of the box. If you want it to be, you might want to cut, so if you look inside, you've got this bit here, you might want to have a little sentiment there. You could cut down the sides so they're the same height, and just keep that at the back, which would look quite nice. But I think, yeah, I think I'm going to bring mine all down. So you're looking at the height of that. Well, it's 5 inches. Okay, so with these pieces, what I want to do now is cut from the bottom inner corner up to the top corner. And again on this side here, so I'm going to come down. So when this cone wraps around, you can see all the chocolates. And then I'm going to have ribbon. I've got my sentiment, which is, hey, I love you. And that's going to go at the bottom. Still want you to be able to see all of the chocolates and the treats. I'm just going to take a little bit off of the corners of the squares here. Again, just so that you're able to conceal it underneath that bottom piece. Use the construction glue. Add your glue along the bottom of these two. And then just bring that under. And again, bring that one under. Pop the box in there if you're a bit, you know, worried that it won't wrap around whilst it's all on there. Like so. So now I want to connect the bottom part here together using my decoration. You can see how cute that looks with all the chocolates inside. So I've got this lovely bouquet. I've got my sentiment. I've got all these little hearts, and I'll show you where I've got all them. I've got little sweets there, another little sweet, and all of these tiny little hearts here. So I took the Hey I Love You from my Feeling Happy set. That lovely bouquet there, which is so nice to colour, that's from my Bringing Gifts stamp and die set. And then the little hearts and the sweeties are from the My Creative Life kit. This is box number 53. Like I said, they are all on that same page. You can see everything. Now I know I said I wanted this to slide out, but I think I might attach the bottom of the box because you can access it really well from the top there. I think I'm going to still do the pattern paper in the acetate. I just think it looks quite nice. You could stick it onto the back there if you wanted, but you want to cut yourself a piece of just under 4 by 4 3/4. So I've added the pattern paper behind there, and then I'm going to add a couple of strips, because again I'm sticking acetate to paper, so I'm going to keep using the red tape, but a couple of strips onto the bottom just to stick it into the bottom of the holster. You don't have to do this, it will sit in there once you've obviously attached, you know, that piece together. I mean, you could leave on the pieces that we cut away and fold them in on the bottom as well, but because it was all going to kind of be attached or held together with your decoration, I didn't bother. But I guess you could keep that there as well, just to add a bit more support. This is going to work just fine. So I'm just going to slide that down, and that way I know that that's perfectly lined up. And then I can just carry on now decorating this. So I think I might add the ribbon first and then build up maybe around that, because that will see start bringing it together. I might have the bow maybe off to one side, keep that nice and tight. Okay, so I'm trying to keep that nice and tight. I'm not going to cut the tails off yet until I've stuck everything else down. Yeah, I like that, and I like that you can see some of the flowers behind there, and then I can almost kind of tuck. See, that looks nice around there. Now my sentiment is quite big, so I'm wondering whether I could have that as a little tag. That looks quite cute actually. Maybe I'll keep that as a tag and add just these other little bits. Got the little hearts, XOXO, might put one on the bouquet there, a couple of them on the actual acetate as well. You've got the dinky ones there. Yeah, so I think I'm going to punch a hole in that and then add some baker's twine and actually tie it to the bow. So that's the box all finished. So just added some, there is some baker's twine wrapped around there with the sentiment on, but I think I quite like it with a kind of tag. I could actually write on the back of that. And then I will bring in the basket in every video so you can see me fill it. For anybody maybe who's just joining on this video, that's the one that I made first. As I go, I'll probably, like I keep saying, remove some of this, but now we've got another very cute little gift box. This is going to be so lovely. I'm probably going to add maybe a nice heart on here, add some ribbons on this part as well. But yeah, still a lot more to add to this. So hope you've enjoyed the second project for the Valentine's series this year. Like I said, swap out all those colours and the sentiment, make a lovely little gift box for a birthday, Christmas, things like that. It's going to be great. Like I said, all that product is on that one page on the website, so you can find that in the description box below. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on future videos. Give me a thumbs up because it really does help out the channel. And also let me know what you think about this in the comments because I do love reading them all. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.